Hi, so the judgment didn't go Tommy Robinson's way in the case he brought against Cambridgeshire Police, but I think he got a moral victory out of it. And from what I saw of the live feeds, etc., of the evidence, haven't looked at the transcripts, obviously, I don't think they're yet out. From what I saw, I don't think that the judge's judgment matched the evidence that was placed before her. And I think if Tommy Robinson brings the case to appeal, the appeal judges may well see it that way as well. But the moral victory for Tommy Robinson is obviously that he was, according to him, he was offered 2 out-of-court settlements by Cambridgeshire Police, which he turned down because he wasn't interested in the money. What he was interested in, as he said on a number of times, was an apology from Cambridgeshire Police so that he can sit down with his still young children and tell them that they've had an apology from Cambridgeshire Police for what happened that day, so that his children can see that if the police do wrong, then the justice system will put that right. And well, early days, as of recording this, I don't know if Tommy Robinson's going to appeal or not, but we'll wait and see. One thing I know, there's very, very few people, if they're offered an out of court settlement, and especially when you're Tommy Robinson, whose experience of the system has been as bad as can be. I mean, I'm satisfied from what I know that correctness in the prison system set him up to get murdered on more than one occasion. So Tommy Robinson is obviously under no illusions as to how low the system can go. And the courts are part of our system. So that would have been a great temptation for him to take the money he was being offered, but he made a very principled stand. He wants to be able to believe in justice, and despite the Her Honour Judge Walden's findings today, doesn't mean to say that justice still will not be done as he sees it, and as many other people will see it. I thought that was absolutely marvellous of Ezra Levant, that on 24 hours notice he dropped everything to come over to Blighty to be a, inverted commas, a real reporter over Tommy Robinson's Cambridge case. Obviously a great morale boost for Tommy Robinson that he would have someone of Ezra's calibre to be there supporting him and reporting. And I did chip in a bit myself to cover his costs for that. But at the same time, it has to be said that the way that Ezra live tweeted that trial, or the first 3 days of not trial, the hearing, or the first 3 days of it, didn't help Tommy Robinson one little bit. Now, I don't want to go into a big thing on this. I'm a strong believer in our contempt laws, because freedom of speech should never be allowed to prejudice a fair trial. And even on something like this that is up before a judge, that's a civil matter, if you are conducting a parallel trial of the evidence in real time, prejudging the matter, that is in contempt of court. And the court has to uphold its authority and dignity. And basically, the way that Ezra Levant was acting, the whole raison d'etre of that is to pressurise the judge in seeing the case a certain way. And of course, the judge is not meant to be influenced by anything, but that's not the case. There cannot even be a perception that undue influence may have occurred. That is why we have the contempt laws that we do, and I'm strongly in support of them. I think most of the country are. So Ezra Levant certainly did not cover himself in glory, but you know, it was a great thing that he did, as I said, coming over at such short notice. But at the end of the day, it would have been better had he not been there. Now, again, I mean, I'm saying this, it sounds like I'm in the tank for Tommy Robinson, which I'm not, as I've mentioned before, if you're one of the few people who ever see my videos. But basically, what I see in Tommy Robinson is that he is on a trajectory to be leader of the far right that half the country will turn to when civil war breaks out in 10, 15, 20, 30 years, when it breaks out, because it's coming. But I also see that Tommy Robinson could be a massive asset to British democracy if he changed his course. He is someone that speaks the truth like no other in terms of what is being prepared to sacrifice for speaking the truth about Islam. And he's got a good heart. He's definitely a bit of a lout, to put it. He's definitely a bit of a lout, to put it mildly. That's a phrase that Nigel Farage used to describe him, as if that's the be-all and end-all. But if you watch Tommy Robinson closely, as I do, for someone who sees that Britain is going to be destroyed by Islam if we don't get real about it, then you can also see he's got a very good heart. And you can see he loves his children so much. His children love him so much. You may have seen that footage of when he came out of Onley, and his children opened the door, and there was Daddy unannounced, just out of prison, and just jumping over him. So Tommy Robinson's got a lot going for him in character, and well, let's see what his future holds, and let's see whether this is the final word from about his case against Cambridgeshire Constabulary or not. But yeah, Tommy Robinson can definitely feel proud of himself for making the stand that is made, and his children can definitely feel proud of their father. And let's end on a hopeful note that England may once more be a land where a father in flip-flops, at zero risk of causing trouble, will be able to take his children for a day out in English summertime. Take care, everyone.